Actions are still trailing the purported removal of the vice-chancellor of the University of Lagos, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe. While Professor Ogundipe insists that he remains in charge, the institution's chapter of the Academic Staff Union of Universities condemned his purported removal. TVC News senior correspondent Shaoni Jackson, who visited the university campus, has details in this report.
The Governing Council of the University of Lagos Wednesday announced the removal of the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe. The council took the decision at its meeting, which was chaired by the institution's Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Wale Babalakin at the National Universities Commission in Abuja, the nation's capital. In a press release by the Vice-Chancellor, he insists that he still holds the position. He explains that the Act establishing the institution states in Section 17 that a joint committee of the Council and the Senate is required to investigate the matter and make arrangements for the person in question to be given opportunity to appear before an investigative committee to clear all allegations. In an exclusive interview with TVC News, the chairman of Unilag chapter of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, Dele Ashiru, condemned the purported removal of the VC by the Pro-Chancellor Wale Babalakin.
Vindictive, lawless, reckless. None of these procedures have been followed. And then you are purportedly announcing that a vice-chancellor had been removed. I think that this is an illegality that all men of goodwill must challenge. And for the university community, a congress is going to hold here tomorrow where our members will have an opportunity to thoroughly discuss this matter and take a position.
All right, joining me now is the ASUU chairman, Unilag chapter, Dele Ashiru. It's nice to have you join us right now.
Thank you very much.
Everyone was kind of shocked to hear that the vice-chancellor of the University of Lagos was purportedly removed, and nobody saw it coming one way or the other, but you are in there. Talk to us basically what is really going on before we even go into the issue of whether he was removed or not removed. What are the issues?
Well, thank you very much. I mean, for those who have been following the issues, our union had been at daggers drawn with the Pro-Chancellor, because this is one man who feels that the University of Lagos is an extension of his private law firm. Not only that, since he assumed office as Pro-Chancellor of our great university, his actions have been divisive, they have been lawless, they have been vindictive, and he arrogates unto himself powers that he doesn't have. The issues precipitating this crisis were that Council set up a committee to investigate the expenditure of the university. And that committee came up with a report. Now, without allowing council to deliberate on that report, our Pro-Chancellor started issuing queries to the Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, other members of our union. Now, when that matter was reported to our union, of course, we have a mandate to protect the welfare of our members. So we wrote to the Pro-Chancellor, telling him that, look, yes, there are allegations of malfeasance in the university. We are not against, investigating allegations of corruption. But the processes established by the law must be followed. And that until that report is discussed in council, he, as Pro-Chancellor, cannot unilaterally act on that report. And then our Congress met and caused the council to summon a special council meeting, which was provided for in our law.
All right, but what the outcome of the report? What was the outcome of the report that was set at the investigation and on the report that came out that prompted the Pro-Chancellor to take the action he's taking?
Well, in that report, which council itself had discredited, they argue that the report is unreliable at that time. And that was where the matter rested.
Yeah, but you said a committee was set up.
Yes, that committee.
And no one kicked against the committee that was set up.
No, certainly you cannot kick against. Council reserves the power to set up a committee to investigate any matter in the university.
So what makes the report unreliable?
Yeah, because even in simple arithmetic calculation, for example, one of our colleagues who said had traveled, funded by the university, went for a program, for a conference, he got $1 million, 2 million, totaling about 3 point something million. In that report, they wrote 9 million.
All right. So it's about the figures, the correlation of figures.
Yes, and the facts contained in the report.
Okay. All right. Dr. Ashiru, the point there is, this is something all Nigerians are even interested in.
Yeah.
So this discussion is going to continue. Now, let me ask, first of all, the Pro-Chancellor, because he is, from all the reports we've heard, he is in the middle of this as well. But does the Pro-Chancellor, does the law give him the power to suspend the Vice-Chancellor or remove the Vice-Chancellor if there is any infraction he feels that has to be taken action against?
Well, the law empowers the council to remove or suspend a sitting vice-chancellor provided he follows the process. The same law establishes a procedure for the removal of a vice-chancellor. One of such procedure is that, one, the allegation will be communicated to the person in question, in this case the vice-chancellor. Secondly, a joint committee of council and senate will sit to provide an opportunity for the vice-chancellor to defend himself. He could also be allowed to come with his lawyer to defend him during the process. Having completed the investigation, a report will be sent back to council. Council will now deliberate on that report to determine whether the vice-chancellor or whoever is concerned should either be suspended or be removed. But the pro-chancellor cannot remove a vice-chancellor. And also, a vice-chancellor cannot be removed at an emergency council meeting. It has to follow the processes as laid down in the Establishment Act of the university.
And this procedure has not been followed?
This procedure has not been followed.
But, one question a lot of persons, will be asking, especially the students here right now and the parents, will be that they may not be too concerned about the internal wranglings, that is ongoing in the school, but they're concerned as to how it will affect the academics. Will this internal wranglings or politics, as it were, would it affect the academics of the student, or how would it play out? Of course, we understand that, of course, school is not really in session right now, but will this have any adverse effect on the academic?
No, it wouldn't have any adverse effect. The adverse effect it could have is on the psyche and the image of the university, certainly not academics. How much of lectures will the vice-chancellor deliver? The only problem that we can have is the name of the university that is being dragged in the mud. Other than that, there's no way the removal of a vice-chancellor can affect academics.
All right, so what is next now for all of this? Because the vice-chancellor, Professor Ogundikpe, has issued a statement and that he still remains a substantive vice-chancellor of University of Lagos.
Yes, Professor Toyin Ogundikpe remains the vice-chancellor of the university. One, because his purported removal is illegal. It has not followed the processes as established by law. Not only that, the Senate of the university will be meeting any moment from now to deliberate on the matter, and the law empowers the Senate of the university to so do. So an emergency Senate meeting has been summoned. Our union, the Academic Staff Union, is also going to hold a congress this morning to also deliberate on the matter. And after that thorough deliberation, our resolutions will be communicated to the relevant authorities of the state. But the point is, Dr. Wale Babalakin cannot approximate the powers of the University Council, and he cannot treat the University of Lagos, a university established by law, as an extension of his law firm.
Okay, we hope to get updates from the meetings that you're going to hold later today and all of that. Thank you very much, Dr. Dele Ashiru, for your time on the program.
Thank you very much for this.
We appreciate
Thank
you.
you. Yeah.
Right.